When people talk about social media benchmarks, it kind of can sound a little scientific, right? Like there's a right number somewhere, one magical engagement rate that you're supposed to hit, one frequency that you must post to win. But here's the truth that most marketers don't say. Benchmarks are misleading if you use them like goals. And if you're watching the numbers instead of listening to your audience, you're setting yourself up to chase vanity instead of value. Today, we're tearing down how most people use social media benchmarks and how you should actually be using them inside your business strategy.
Welcome to Marketing Trends Now. I'm Katie Brinkley, a social media strategist who's been in the game for over 2 decades. And I'm a business owner just like you. If you want to stay ahead of the algorithm without burning out, I've got you. I know you've got a business to run, so I'm going to keep it short, smart, and worth your time. Let's dive into today's episode.
So imagine this. A report says that TikTok's engagement rate for last year, 2025, is 3.7%. up nearly 50% year over year. Instagram sits around 0.48%, so pretty flat, and Facebook around 0.15, so almost unchanged. Now, imagine taking those numbers and saying, if I'm not hitting those, my content is failing. But that's what most people do, and that's exactly why benchmarks lie if you don't use them with context. So here's the problem. Benchmarks are just averages, typically pulled across millions of posts, across millions of industries, sizes, content types, regions, and audiences. And that means that 0.48% engagement number on Instagram, it isn't a mandate. It isn't a number your audience sees. It isn't your niche. It isn't your format. It's the average of everything. Yet, when so many entrepreneurs and business owners see these numbers, they panic, they post more, they post quote unquote better, they post different formats, all in an effort to chase someone else's average. But honestly, the truth is simple. A benchmark should inform your strategy, not define it. And this is another reason why benchmarks lie. They ignore what actually drive business results. So let's break this down. Your business isn't trying to hit an engagement rate. It's trying to build awareness, trust, leads, and sales. Engagement might help you get there, but it's not the destination, folks. So what happens when you chase engagement like a KPI? You post more than you need to. You optimize for likes and for shares, but you don't optimize for impact. You start creating content for algorithms, not for people. And that's when your quote unquote benchmark chasing kills your strategy. Benchmarks tell you what happened. They don't tell you why it happened. So if you're saying, okay, Katie, if benchmarks aren't targets, what should they be? Well, here are 3 things that benchmarks actually are. They are the direction, not the destination. A benchmark like TikTok's 3.7 engagement rate gives you a sense of the environment. It shows you that TikTok is still comparatively high for engagement, but it doesn't mean that you need that number. Number 2, fuel for questions, not goals. Instead of asking, hey, what's our engagement rate? Ask, is this a trend consistent in our niche? Is our content reaching the right eyes? Is our engagement leading to real business outcomes? And number 3, a reality check. This shouldn't be a checklist. A number like 0.15% on Facebook isn't a shrine that you worship. It's a reminder that platform behavior has shifted, and it should inform your expectations, not your worth. Most small business owners treat benchmark reports like dashboards in a race car. High numbers equal success. Low numbers equal failure. But here's what the data doesn't show you. It doesn't show you niche audience behavior. It doesn't show you purchase intent. It doesn't show you audience loyalty, content quality over quantity. How many of those interactions turned into real business? So many businesses fixate on hitting average numbers, but they don't measure what actually is moving the needle for their business. If a post gets 30 comments from the right audience and one of them becomes a customer, that is far more impactful than 1,000 likes from people in another country who are never going to buy from you. The benchmarks don't care about that, but your business should. So, how should you use benchmarks? Here is a simple strategic framework. Number one, use the benchmarks for context. They tell you where your platform sits in the overall marketplace. Number two, use benchmarks to set hypotheses, not goals, hypotheses. So, for example, if TikTok's engagement is high in your category, maybe short form video can amplify your reach and drive brand awareness. Number three, use benchmarks to ask smarter questions. Not how do we hit 3% engagement, but where are our best engagement opportunities? Number four, use benchmarks to compare apples to apples. Compare to brands that are similar in size, similar in niche, similar to the same audience. You have similar demographics, not the entire internet. Because if you're a service-based entrepreneur, one benchmark that matters more than industry average is your own history. Are you improving week over week? Are certain types of posts performing better than others? Are you connecting with customers, not just eyeballs? That is strategic. So this is your takeaway. Benchmarks, those are tools, not truths. They are signals, not the entire story. Benchmarks are there to help you understand what's typical, but they can easily make you feel like you are not enough if you let them. Instead of just chasing benchmarks, start asking better questions like, is my content moving the needle on revenue? Who am I actually serving? What is my audience telling me through behavior? If you want help turning those questions into strategy, not panic, head to nextstepsocial.com and we would love to help build a plan that actually works for you and your business. And if you're loving Marketing Trends Now, make sure that you're subscribed because we are breaking down what actually matters, not just what's trending. Until then, keep your marketing smart, strategic, and always on trend.